Take that off. Ready?
Yep.
Close. Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel podcast. We're here at Anarchy Brewery live as always, and we have a special treat for you lot tonight. It's on the ticker on the bottom. Should have been maybe in the comments or in the description. We've seen it on socials as well. We posted it. Become a member on the channel this evening. You can do that for as little as a couple of quid, and you can win yourself 24 cans of Wor Beer. There it is. I've emptied that one. I'm going to enjoy it. You could be enjoying them.
That's just 4 there. You can get 24 if you're lucky.
Yeah, and it's normally £18 for a 6-pack. But we're giving our YouTube members them free as a giveaway this month. Something we're going to continue doing, as we already do on the channel anyways. We give away the kits and all that sort of stuff. We've actually got that coming out tomorrow. A kit release, a kit giveaway on our social media and YouTube. So keep your eye on that one. But today, on the live podcast, we're doing Wor Beer. 24-pack of them. You can get them for a couple of quid if you become a member. So those members who are already signed up, thank you very much. All you need to do is just comment. So comment as a member. We'll come back to this because we'll give people a chance to watch the podcast back as well. Those that can't tune in live, the members that maybe at work or whatever, we'll let them watch it back and we'll pick a winner on next week's show. Well, actually, it'll be 2 weeks show because there's a week off next week. So in a fortnight, we'll announce the winner of the giveaway. So get locked in for that one and stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already because there is loads to get through. There's been some breaking news in the past half an hour or so on Yoane Wissa. I think we may as well start with that, Kate, to be fair, shall we? Yoane Wissa, obviously Newcastle's target. He's left Brentford's training camp over there in Portugal, forcing a move in London, telling them he wants to go. And apparently, it came out that they are demanding £40 million. At least 40 million is what they've said. North of 40 million.
Maybe 50.
According to the Daily Telegraph, which is a bit mental for a soon-to-be 29-year-old who has 12 months left on his contract. Yeah. That's a bit out of touch, that, isn't it, Kate Shirley? I mean, Newcastle bid 25 million yesterday, had that rejected. And now it's looking like it's going to cost north of £40 million to get him to the tune. What do you make of that breaking news, Sunshine?
I'm not really surprised by it, to be honest with you. We've kind of shown our hand now. Like, obviously, everyone knows that we've got money, and we're just trying to spend 86 million on a striker. That didn't work out. So people now have got money, and it's not really much of a surprise. I think it was just more of maybe like chasing Ekatike. I think it was more of a surprise that we were willing to pay that much and that much for a striker as well. So I think that was the biggest surprise. So yeah, I think Brentford probably all right to kind of hold with ransom a little bit. Like, obviously, they don't want to sell. They made that perfectly clear before the window that they did not want to sell Whissa and Mbeumo in the same window. Mbeumo's just completed his move 2 days ago to Man United. And they've also lost Norgard. Like, when you think about it, they've lost... If you put Whissa in there, they've lost 2 of their main players, that captain, that goalkeeper who was really good last year. I was a big fan of Flecken. Okay, they've signed Kelleher to kind of cushion that one a bit, so that's not a massive loss, but they've also lost a very good manager as well.
Exactly.
So they're up shit's creek without a paddle. Like,
knee paddles.
On one hand, do you look at it and think, right, let's just get as much money as possible? Obviously, they're going to up the price a little bit to make sure that they're going to get all that money. They got 71 million for Mbeumo. I don't know exactly what they got for Norgard or Flecken. I don't think it was loads. Kelleher wasn't a lot. I think he was only like 17 million or something like that. So they got a pretty good deal on him. So yeah, I mean, they're well within their own rights to kind of put any price on the ones, like what we would with Isak. Obviously, we don't want to let him go. So we're going to hold teams ransom for like 180, 200 million because we don't want to sell him. So yeah, I feel like they're like well within their rights to do so. It's obviously just a shame for us that we've been chasing a striker. We got outpriced on Ekatike, and we're really going to up that and match Brentford's asking price for, like I say, a 28, almost 29-year-old striker. Bearing in mind, he did score loads of goals last year. Has got that Premier League experience. He's got double-figure goals in the last 2 years. I think the years before that, he got like 7, and I think each year he's getting more goals and more assists. Like, he's getting more adapted to the English game, and let's face it, Brentford aren't a great team. He scored, 17, 18 goals last year for a pretty poor team. Like, if we can offer him Champions League and like the prospect of pushing top 4, maybe it's a domestic cup, he's going to want that move. But ultimately, it is in Brentford's hands.
It is in Brentford's hands because you're right. He does want the move. We've seen it.
Yeah,
he's forcing the move. He's in talks in London with their director of football saying, I want the move. I want Champions League. I want to go to Newcastle or Spurs. We're waiting for them to come in.
Well, yeah, that's where his manager's gone. So
exactly. That would be the easy one for him. Wouldn't have to move house. You know what I mean? Stay nice and close. Yeah. So if Tottenham come in, which I'm sure they will, Newcastle will dilly and dally, story the window, take too long, and Tottenham will swoosh in and just pay the money.
Yeah, they need to just put it up if they want them.
Let's hope that's not the case, because it's clear that Whissa does want to leave Brentford, but you're right, they don't want to lose him.
Of course not.
You mentioned all the players, the manager they've lost there. They've got a massive battle on their hand to replace them.
No, of course not.
They have got the money, though. If Whissa did go, you got to think that's over 100 million just for him and Mbeumo. He went 71 million to Old Trafford. So there is money there for them to spend. Obviously, the new manager is going to have a big ask on the hand, Keith Andrews, his first big managerial role.
Yeah, big ask.
So it's a huge task. I mean, people are already saying, Brentford, a bit of a dark horse for relegation,
Could
best
be.
players have left. I honestly think they will be thick in a relegation battle, unless they make some better signs. But so far, they've only signed that midfielder for around 20 million quid. So they've got a lot of work to do. They don't want to obviously lose another goal scoring Whissa.
Of course not, no.
But at the end of the day, all they're going to keep a sulky striker there for another year because he wants to move.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of that, really, keeping him there?
That is the problem, and that was something that we touched upon last year with maybe selling Isak. Like, if someone's like willing to leave your camp and kind of like pushing through a move, like if their heart's not in it at your club, like, do you really want to keep them around? Like, it's going to bring the rest of the squad down. So yeah, it's not a great look. I mean, I think Brentford should just sell him, but I say they're well within their rights to hold a ransom to the fee. Like, they're going to want to get the best that they can just because he wants to leave. He's in contract. So they've got no obligation at all just to let him go a little bit cheaper because he wants out.
You got to get it? No. For those that
Sorry
are listening back. For those that are listening back on Spotify or any audio platform, just trying to squash a fly.
Brentford don't need to sell him any cheaper just because he wants the move. They might think if he's going to upset the dressing room and he's going to be a bit of a dick about it, then maybe they just think, we'll let you go. We'll negotiate with Newcastle or Tottenham or anyone else that wants him, and maybe he's knocked 5 million or so off the price. But also on the other hand, for Brentford, it could just be a case of just recoup as much money as possible. This is already going to be a rebuild. Yeah, exactly. Obviously what Thomas Frank done for them is you can't rematch that. Mark Andrews got a massive job in his hand. They've already lost the goalkeeper, the captain, and probably the best player in Mbeumo. You're going to lose your second best player in Whissa. Like, let's just rebuild. Let's just recoup as much money as possible and spunk it all at the back end of this window. Try and get as many good players in, spend as much money as possible. And yeah, they probably are going to be tipped for relegation because they've lost all them players. But if they've got like 100, well, I suppose up to 200 million the way PSR works with the Norgard and
a lot of money.
Flecken money, they'll have loads of money to spend. Like, they could just blast loads of money on some good players and try and stake a claim for themselves in a rebuild.
I think you're right. I think what's the point in holding on to an upset Whissa? Let him leave. He's 29. He's got 12 months left. You can keep him. You'll moan about for a year, and you'll not sign a new deal. So you waste
numbers
your time.
might dip as well. Like, do you really expect him to score
his numbers
goals again next season?
His numbers will dip because you won't have Mbeumo feeding him. You won't have Norgard there. You won't. Obviously they're going to drop off big time. So listen, he got 19 goals last year in the Premier League, all open play goals as well. So that's the same amount of open play goals that Isak got. He's obviously scored more, but some of them were penalties. So the question is, though, are Newcastle going to pay the 40 million that Brentford won? Because yesterday was ridiculous for me, offering 25, because Nottingham Forest already had 25 million rejected for Whissa. They're not going to accept that. They're not going to want more than that. Newcastle should have went in with 30 million and maybe some add-ons or more up front to make Brentford happy. That's what's going to get the deal done, because they're not going to accept the 25. They haven't. They rejected it. Newcastle should be looking at that and just thinking, if we are finally going to sign some players this window and get some over the line, bring them in with the border plane to Singapore in a couple of days. And you've only got Alanga there as the new one. You know what I mean? How much did Eddie Howe say he wanted players in early? How important is it all the time we're here that they're there for the pre-season? They're there to get the teammates, meet them, bond with them, chemistry, playing style, coaching techniques, all the rest of it. and we're messing about with a few million quid, but that's probably wound Brentford up even more. And they've thought,
Yeah.
nah, you haven't even offered 30. Tell you what, we actually want 40.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
And like I say, they know we've got money now, so yeah.
aye, and we've got money, aye. I'm not sure if we will go to 40 million though. So is this going to be added to the list of missed targets
Failed signings,
this
yeah.
summer that there's been plenty of already?
I feel like they're kind of between a rock and a hard place now. Like I feel like they've kind of got to go for it because time's getting on. Like we probably wanted more than just the one signing in. Like before that playing in a couple of days. Like I think like the earlier you get people in the window, and I know it pissed a lot of people off that we didn't sign anyone before July 1st. Obviously, because we're waiting for the PSR deadline to finish. Like loads of teams, like Man City, Liverpool, loads of people were buying players in June, and we weren't even linked with anyone. Like we were waiting until that PSR deadline finished. But now time's ticking on a little bit. Like people are starting to get like even more impatient than they were. Yeah. And we've got Alanga in, so we've already made our signing. It's not like we haven't signed anyone, but it is the point that you want to get them in early and have them like adapted, like learn Eddie Howe's style. Obviously, get up to the fitness levels that Eddie Howe demands because he's a very, very demanding manager. It's a very specific style of play. So you want them in early, like getting them in like the day before Aston Villa. Like it's fucking no point in that.
Nah, you wasted a lot of time. And then
waiting right up until like deadline day where we're already like 2-3 games into the season. Like you want to get it like done as soon as possible. So yeah, like if we chase it for another week or two, it's another week or two wasted. It's not like it's an unlimited transfer window. Like we are on the clock here, and we want to get them in as soon as possible. And we don't want to have another failure. We'll hire another 2 bids in, they're rejected. Then we think, oh, you're starting to take the piss now, and move on to another target. It's just it's just more time wasted. If we want our targets, we're just gonna have to go and get them. Like because we are gonna end up. We already have been kind of labelled as one of them like big 6 clubs, like Man United's and Chelsea's, where people are starting to add that tax because they know we've got money and they know like we're ambitious now. We're not like the Newcastle from 5-6 years ago. Like we're a new Newcastle now. We're the new Newcastle.
New Newcastle.
So like people are gonna like. People already have realised that. They know we've got money. We've already showed our hand with the Ekatike bid.
True.
People are just going to absolutely take the piss from us now. Like they're going to want more and more money. So it's up to us really. Like, are we going to waste time, or are we just going to stick a bid in, an acceptable bid, and just get players in now instead of like at the 11th hour?
Before everyone else starts again calling us Rejection FC. Rejection after rejection this summer. Same thing that we said, what you just mentioned there for James Trafford.
Oh,
you know what I mean? If you're not moving quick, you're not moving fast, you're not moving at all. We're not saying anyone because this has come back to haunt me already a few times this window. And I think Trafford's a great example of how Whissa could get away if you don't just pay what they want and make the bid happen. Obviously, we know, especially because of FFP and PSR, we can't be held at ransom. We can't just pay whatever the club asks first time round. But surely you've got an idea of what we can negotiate with, what bid we can go to. Yeah. And instead of wasting everyone's time, because we wasted Trafford's time, you know what I mean? We waited over a year for this deal. Last summer, we heard personal terms were agreed. At the start of May, we heard he's going to be the first signing. It's all ready to go. Eddie Howe can't wait to get him. Because you mentioned Kelleher, who was renting at Brentford. What a bargain that was. Yeah. For them, that's an absolute bargain. But Newcastle weren't interested because they were so assured of the Trafford deal getting done. So they didn't even bother looking at Kelleher. They didn't even bother looking at a few other goalkeepers across Europe because they thought, well, what's the point? We've got James Trafford. We haven't got Trafford. It now came back to bite in the arse. Not Man City are set to get him. And the worry for me now is that we're doing the same thing with Whissa. We were told, even yesterday, Newcastle are advancing. Newcastle are going to go back in with another second bid for Whissa. They really want to get him here very quickly. And then today, now it's happened. There's been no second bid that we know of. That's been reported. All we know is that the Telegraph have said in the last hour that they want 40 million plus from him. Maybe that's why there's been another bid. So Newcastle now moving on?
Yeah. Yeah, I've tried one bid, a little bit of a cheeky bid, like undervalued bid, that the now's not going to get accepted. Like Brentford's like, oh, we will want more money. So, yeah, and some might be like, oh, well, like, did he genuinely think he were going to get away with that first bid, though? Like, that's the thing. Like, this is what pisses me off. Like, undervaluing.
Yeah.
Like, teams on stupid. Like, I know, like, you're trying your best to get the deals for PSR and stuff or whatever you just said. But, like, we are just wasting time here, man.
Wasting time massively.
Like, this squad's probably worse now than it was at the end of the season. It was like we've lost a couple of people. Like our right wing positions improved tenfold with Alanga, but we've lost Wilson and we've lost Longstaff, two very good, reliable backup options. We ain't signed anyone. Like we're shorter than what we were at the back end of the season. Like we haven't signed anyone. We're losing people. We're worse probably now than what we were before. We need to start getting people through the door. Man.
We were going to this summer absolutely buzzing, thinking, all right, we're finally won a trophy. We've got Champions League. That's going to attract everybody. We're going to be able to make loads of signings, great signings, spend some money. We haven't spent any money for the past 3 transfer windows. We've actually made some sales. Almiron's left. Kelly's gone. Wilson's off the books. All the rest of it. And then, like you say, Longstaff as well has gone. We're actually worse off than
we need bodies through the door.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Mental. I got really excited there. I thought that was £99, but I'm still excited. It's 99.99 ZAR, whatever that is. Don't know what currency that is, but thanks anyway, Simon. Won't know what that converts to, but hopefully the old Western Union, they give her a good rate for that one. The issue with Whissa is that if we overpay, we need to give him a longer contract due to PSR rather than paying less and giving him a 3-year contract.
Good point.
It is a good point. It's sensible. Yeah. Obviously, we can't go ahead and, pay a fortune for a 29-year-old. Yeah, 29 in September. You're not going to do that. There's no sell-on value there. Unless, you just keep him for, you got one of them. I think he's brought his mates, so there's got more flies not about now.
Yeah, like with Ekatike is just getting like a 6-year deal.
Yeah,
like,
6-year deal.
We're not going to get
you're not going to get that. But Whissa, hopefully, if we give him a 3 to 4 year deal, then after 2-3 years, just try and sell him to Saudi or something like that would be nice. Put him on, give him to a promoted team, something like that. That would be good. But yeah, you're not going to give Whissa a long contract, but you could easily give him a 3-4 year one. He's only about to turn 29. It's not like he's already in his stage.
Yeah. He's not over the hill just yet. He's still got a few good years in him.
Just came off the best season ever for an average Brentford team. So I think it's a solid sign of me. Like I think it's the one we should be looking to get done. And bloody done quickly. That'd be nice. Shout out to Tracy for the super chat, Matty. Just wind, are you feeling the cold? Tough keg is in the vest.
We are very different.
We are very different. I've seen Miss Magpie comment that before as well, saying different seasons. Well, I've also got a vest on. Fresh from the gym, I've also got a vest on. So I thought I'd keep the Newcastle badge rep. That's the last one. Keep the Newcastle badge rep. And keep the coat on. This is a very thin jacket, to be fair. It's just a little windbreaker. And it's actually not boiling here for a change.
Yeah, I've just come from the office where it's always boiling, and it's like I haven't been cool in about 3 weeks. Like, I'm just hard to get cool.
That's why when you laughed at me about getting air conditioning.
Even today though, it's probably the worst day that we've had. It's still quite warm, though. It's still quite close, even though it's raining and stuff. This is probably the worst day that we've had in a few weeks, but I just still can't get cool. I'm just boiling all the time.
Same. That's why I'm on about the air conditioning. So if you're a company in the Northeast who does air conditioning, drop us a DM. If you already have, I need to get back to them because I'm going to get it now because I'm just constantly hot all the time. Another super chat here from LEDC. Can we not bring in that young lad, Antonio Cordero? I would mind seeing him on pre-season at least, Keg.
Well, we mentioned this last week. There's no Cordero, no Kual, like
Tino.
Not many of them, really.
That Tino Limrento obviously at the Euros. Cordero's at the Euros. Break, so that's why he's going to extend and break. But he should be, all of them should be, on that plane this week to Singapore. You live at Mentos.
Are they back? Is Tino not back? Like, how long?
No, he just posted a picture of himself running around in a Puma vest the other day in some warm weather training camp. So he's got to be back this week. Got to be back for the preseason tour, surely.
He might be heading out late. He might miss the Singapore game, then head straight to Korea, maybe.
Maybe. But I agree. I agree with LEDC there. I want to see Cordero. That's.
I'm all about the young'uns in pre-season, mate. That's who I want to see. Like, we know what our starting 11 players give up.
Exactly.
And you don't want to risk them getting injured.
And they're just going to be up to speed.
Yeah,
trying to get the fitness up to speed, shall I say.
Like untapped potential like Cordero, who we haven't really seen much of. New signings this summer.
Hey.
Hasn't been many of them. Might as well get them in.
Might be going straight on loan, but we'll have a look at them. We'll have a look at them for now. I think the thing is, we'll hopefully see him at like the Celtic Cup and that as well. Because remember last year, we're seeing big Wissa for the first time in the Celtic Cup. Scored a goal. It was offside. Good celebration. Then got disallowed. But that's what that is what you want to see in pre-season. You want to see some young talents. I mean, I was at Celtic the other day, which I wasn't.
Good, was it?
Wish I was, and that was an arsehole. I ended up totally winding up the whole Celtic fan base as well. I had them rattled. Loads of comments about it. I don't know if you've seen it.
I did.
Absolutely hate on it. That's fun. But with that, you've seen a few of the youngins. they didn't really impress us that. I mean, nobody did. Everyone had a stinger. Even Alanga came on, didn't know. But Joe White was given a chance, give the ball away a little bit. Actually, Murphy, to be fair, Alex Murphy came on. He was pretty good. Alex Murphy came on. He was all right.
Parkinson had a chance at the end of the close range header. Straight to the keeper. Could have done a little bit better than that.
Exactly. I should have done better than that. Yeah. But actually, well, I liked Alex Murphy. I think I've always liked him. To be fair, every time I've seen him, I've been quite impressed. Joe White wasn't quite up to it. We made quite a few other changes as well. Trevor Sunusi didn't really get on the ball that much. But listen, they came on when we're 3-4-0 down against Celtic, so they can't be too harsh on the young lads.
Nah, yeah.
And they will be getting a chance.
But that's what it's all about.
In Singapore.
You don't expect to hide the young'uns in and win 6-0.
No.
This is just an opportunity just to see what they can do. Like, you're not expecting miracles from them, but it's just getting the minutes on the pitch with some of the first-team players, like mingling with the fringe players, the first-team players. Like, that's what it's all about, man.
And we'll hopefully see them, Arsenal, on Sunday. Arsenal just played their first game in Singapore today, beat AC Milan 1-0.
Did the harmless stuff.
Yeah, so again, why are we like behind everyone all the time? It fucking does my head. I can't believe how bad stuff is behind the scenes still at the club. Like, why? Because the excuse, and it was kind of a fair enough one for the Celtic hammering, was, well, they've had 5 pre-season games already, and we've had 1 against Carlisle.
Had 5?
We've had 5. And obviously the SPL starts a bit earlier, I think. But Arsenal have already played 2 or 3 games, including the one today in the Singapore heat against top opposition AC Milan.
So they're already there. Like, they've
been there since Monday.
2 days.
So they're a week ahead of us. They've played an extra game, loads more training, loads more acclimatization. We're going to rock up on Friday,
probably
jet lagged.
Fucking Saturday morning.
But yeah, honestly,
have enough.
It's gonna be Arsenal 6-7 on Sunday. Gonna do a watch along for that as well. So tune in to watch Newcastle get bad by Arsenal, and Arsenal signing everyone as well, spending loads of money. So that's great. We're going to talk about pre-season because it's really kicking off towards the end of the show, and a little Arsenal preview. Cheers to I'm Donna for this super chat. Heard it here first. Newcastle will tease a new number 9 on social media, and it'll be Isak wearing the number 9 shirt, contract in hand. Well, I really hope you're right, I'm Donna, because that would be one way of finally giving us nice, some optimistic good news.
Best sign of the summer.
It's Ashley Allen Podgy special, isn't it? Feels like a new saying this.
What more do you want, man?
What Whissa, Boomo, Delap, all the rest of them, Pedro,
I could take you.
Trafford, couldn't get them over the line. Couldn't get them over the line. But Isak.
Oh, do you want new number 9, do you?
There he is, new contract. Nice little release clause from Barcelona next summer. But put it in there that he can't go to Liverpool. We'll take that. But yeah, that would be a lovely, lovely release. And his agent said the other day, apparently, that, he's close to a resolution either way. He's close to his next step. And, what's really winding me up about the whole Isak thing is the fact that just nobody's speaking out. Wouldn't it be great for Isak just to put an Instagram story out saying, I'm happy at Newcastle, going nowhere, or the club to be like, we're in talks to time down a new deal. There's now absolutely nothing.
It's not often that people do that, though, do they? Like, I think players, maybe that don't comes from their agent, or maybe it's just like the sort of like media training that they get, but no one really speaks out about like the happiness, or it's rare. Like, some do. Some people will go to social media and be like, oh, this tabloid shit's bollocks. Like, I'm happy where I am, but it doesn't always happen. And in Isak's case, like, I feel like, again, that it's in the ball's in our court. We need to offer that contract because he could go anywhere in the world and get at least double what he's currently on. Like, if he went to Saudi, he'd get 400, 450.
5 times what he's on now.
Literally, he could get about 400, 450 grand a week in Saudi. And we're currently paying him 120. Like, we need to at least double that lad's wages. Like, or at least 200 minimum. Like, up to like 250 maybe, in between 200, 250. Just get the deal done. Make sure that the lad's happy to stay and give him the money that he deserves. Because, whatever we give him, I still don't think we'll give him what other teams would. I think we'll give him 250 at most. And to be honest, I cannot see that happening.
Nah.
But anyone else would. If he went to Liverpool, he went to Arsenal, he went to Saudi, he'd be getting 270 at minimum, pushing 300, 350.
Yeah. Wirtz is apparently on 300 grand plus.
Yeah.
Ekitiki is going to be on 200 grand plus.
Yeah, he'd easily be on 350.
Yeah.
And we're talking about giving him 200.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. His agent be sitting there saying, didn't say that.
All right.
What are you going to say that for?
Don't really blame him, to be fair.
No, because the demands are apparently 300 grand a week. And that's obviously a lot to us because of, the restraints we're under and all the rest of it. But in the modern day, it's really not. It's the same wage that Jack Grealish has been on at Man City for years. £300,000 a week.
Rashford's on what, 350 or something?
350, aye. So I don't blame him for looking around and thinking, I'm one of the best strikers in the world.
Literally.
Too right. I won 300 grand a week.
Of course he does. Yeah. Why not?
So that's where we're going to be knackered. Though, it'll be fair now because we're not going to be able to offer that much. I think it would be close at the 200,000 mark.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe does he sign it if he's, given the kind of agreement that he can move on next summer if a team comes in from that he wants, or we don't achieve Champions League qualification, whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give him loads of bonuses and incentives.
Any
goal
bonuses,
cup bonuses,
extra 100 grand for a hat trick,
pass bonuses, taking a corner bonuses, getting a goal kick bonuses. We're just gonna have to absolutely pump that contract up because we will try and offer the bare minimum of about 200 grand.
24 pack of Wor Beer every week.
Yeah,
that's what you want. Loads of incentives, Gaza specials, free sunbeds.
Any chicken kebab you want,
free meat snacks.
Can't do the big market.
How you want? Meat snack on the big market.
VIP in every nightclub in Tune.
Yeah, get yourself to Fleet Street. All that. free pass for Isak and his family.
Greg's for life.
Unlimited steak bakes for Isak. He can have what he wants. Honestly, we have to come up with something to try and get him to stay. And that's what we'll move on to. You know what I mean? They're running all that's a bit all over the shop. It doesn't matter. Title is Will Isak stay at Newcastle? It's appropriate time to touch on it. If you have to say it now, Keg, I'm answering you. This past few days has been a bit mental.
It really has. Yeah.
We sat here last week. It looked like we're going to get Ekitike.
Mm-hmm.
We're both confident. You said I think we'll get Ekitike, and I think Isak stays. A week later, this is how quick things can change in football. It looks like there's obviously a possibility we could end up with neither of them because we definitely haven't got Ekitike. And if you believe the rumours, these agents' demands. Yesterday, absolute nonsense coming out about him, training on his own. Don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I did.
Training alone, physio, run up and down. Then, to be fair, I haven't mentioned this in any video. There was reports that he's got an injury, he's got a thigh strain, so he might, make that trip to Asia. So he might not be on the plane to Singapore and South Korea. And that would be a huge, bloody red flag for me.
Yeah.
Injury or not, you take Isak there to meet the bloody Asian fans and to show them, our best players, and even
at least
be
put him in a
involved.
tracksuit and just get him there.
What else?
The squad,
why not stay with his teammates, experience the culture, meet the fans, showcase them? Because that's the whole point of going to these preseason tournaments.
You do some warm weather training,
Stay with his teammates. Because what's he going to do? Continue training alone in Benton. Continue training with the reserves. Oh, that's going to benefit him. Then I'll just let him sit at home and scroll TikTok about how he's going to join Liverpool. Take him, regardless if he's injured or not. If he doesn't get in that plane, that is a big old red flag to me. Because
not great.
You'd still take him and have him involved, like we said, in training in the bloody whitewater rafting or whatever they've got planned over there in Singapore and South Korea. You'd have him involved because these fans are coming. They've paid a lot of money. These ticket prices in Singapore and stuff are apparently like £100, £130, all this sort of stuff. They're not going there, no disrespect, to see Asula. We all love them. But they're going there to see Isak. They're going there to see Bruno, Tonali, Gordon, all the rest of the big names. They're not going there to see the young lads or the reserve players, right? So he has to be there. Even if he's there to sign autographs, get pictures with them, waves to them from the bench. That's better than him sitting here and reading Newcastle.
He's better just having a tracksuit on, being in among the squad,
Yeah, but what you're saying on these rumours and about training alone, about the bust up with Eddie Howe, about the fallout, and the potential of him staying at home for this pre-season tour.
I call bullshit on all the negativity.
Bullshit.
Like the bust ups and all this stuff and being left out because of whatever reason. Like, the fact is, we all know he's a little bit injury prone and he struggles for fitness. Like, that has happened many, many times in the past. So that might be another case here. But yeah, I sat here last week and said I was about 80% sure that we would sign Ekitike and Isak would stay. So what do I know? I'll call myself out before anyone else does. So yeah, that was bullshit. But I really don't see a world where we sell Isak for any money. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I think he stays, even if, because I think we lost out on Ekitike. And as I said before, time's running out in the transfer window. Like, even if we got 200 million. How long we got to get a valuable replacement? Yeah, we can go for a Sesko and whoever else would be linked with Whissa. Yeah, we'll get both of them if we wanted to. Whissa's we get only kind of Premier League proven. Sesko's still young. Is that worth it? Or do you try and get him to stay for another year? Like I say, he's in contract. I think you kind of force them to stay, and it's a horrible word to use. Like, players shouldn't be forced to do anything, but at the end of the day, you signed the contract.
So the contract, big boy, you're on 120 grand a week. It might not be
like,
300, but you're not exactly struggling.
Yeah, like, you're a part of this squad. You signed your contract. Therefore, we don't have to sell you if we don't want to. Over the next 12 months, we should be doing everything in our power to make sure he signs a new deal. Give him 300 grand and like extend his deal by another like 2 or 3 years or whatever he's already got left. I think this summer, I don't think we'll sell Isak. Next summer's a different conversation. Like, depending on, obviously, if we don't get a deal agreed in the next 12 months, he's gone.
He's out here.
He's out here. If we
Probably
spend a year,
pre-agreement.
Literally, if we spend a year, even 10 months wasting time, 9 months wasting time, trying to get him a new deal, and he hasn't already signed it, he's gone. 100%.
On that, what you said before, right, is true in the fact of no matter what you take, if you said 200 million and you've got, what is it left for the transfer window, 5 weeks or whatever, every other club, you said it at the start of the show, they already know got money to spend.
Money, yes.
Imagine if you get 200 million for Isak.
Leipzig's going to be like 120 million.
That's literally what I was going to say.
Yeah,
because
Brentford will be like 50 million.
Right now, you try and sign Benjamin Sesko, let's put it out there. He's probably the best kind of ideal like replacement for Isak if you're looking for an up-and-coming European, young, exciting striker. Right now, I think they've dropped the price to around 60 million. If they know you've got 200 million pounds sitting there and you're desperate to replace Isak and you need a striker before September, you're right. That 60 million just went to 100 million.
Yeah, of course it does, yeah.
Which is mental and puts us in a perilous position. You know what I mean? It would be an absolute mammoth task to try and get someone in without spending a crazy amount of money. There is that now. I think, again, what I'm going to go to in this window for Newcastle, which frustrated me the most, is the amount of time we have took to get things done. Not only just the signing of Trafford, trying to steal a march on people, whether that be for Delap before he had the chance to go to Chelsea. You could name all the other players that are being linked. And then, we're doing it right now with Whissa as well, by the way, given the chance to Tottenham or Forest to jump in and place a solid bid and match Brentford asking price. But this summer, not only failure to go ahead, get signings to the door sharpish, but also get that contract in front of Isak sharpish. Why on earth wasn't that priority one as soon as that whistle blew against Everton?
Yeah.
When he came out in the fucking change room, he should have been sitting there next to his bottle of Lucas. He should have been right there next to his bottle of Lucas, next to his Jaffa cake. He's like, there you go. Someone was saying that before the whole summer just turns to shit. And then we get linked to every single club every single day, and you're bound to go. If you just sign that kills everything and makes it a much calmer summer. We should have had an immediate meeting and got that deal done before his head could be turned, as the report suggests, from big money from Saudi or for the chance to win leagues with Liverpool. And that's what's pissing me off. And the rants to come on that. But I'm not going to go into it yet because I'm still trying to give the club the benefit of the doubt and get other players in. But time's ticking big.
It is, yeah. There's no point wasting time anymore and even like selling players that we don't want to sell because it's just a backward step.
Yeah.
They've already sold Longstaff. Now our centre-back room's looking a little bit shallow. We've been chasing goalkeepers and centre-backs and everything. Just nothing's happening. We've been chasing that striker, which we didn't think was a huge need. Obviously, we needed to upgrade on Callum Wilson if he was to stay regardless. But the fact that he didn't stay, now it is a big need, and we are going for strikers that we didn't think was such a massive priority. Like, we needed a new one, but I didn't think anyone expected it to spend, not spend, but offer 86 million on Ekitike.
Yeah, true.
Like that was maybe a little bit of waste of a time. Like, we're putting in bids that we know that for Brentford that they're not going to accept. So is this a waste of time?
It feels like it.
It does, doesn't it? But yeah, with Isak, you just need to give him that contract as soon as possible and just get things calm down, let the blood pressure get down a little bit. Because I think, especially this week, these last few days, the blood pressure has gone sky high. Last week, I was super confident that we'd get everything done. Isak would stay, Ekitike would sign, and now, like these last like 5-6 days or something, blood pressure has gone sky high. We lost our Trafford. We didn't see that happening. We didn't think that he would go back to City. We thought he was signed, sealed, delivered almost. And we've gone in for Whissa. That's fails. Like, oh my god, it's just been a mad week.
It's been funny in a way seeing the social media posts that I've been putting out, and people are saying like this summer transfer window is giving us heart palpitations. And it actually is. It's giving everyone the blood pressure, the palpitations, the anxiety attacks, the panic attacks, you name it. It's really terrible Sport Newcastle. The amount that we'll put you through. I mean, it's absolutely madness. But we've got a super chat there from Tom. The Athletic report, possible new sporting director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we're still waiting on that.
Yeah.
Again, remember, we had over a month of notice of Mitchell leaving. And we knew it wasn't working out anyways. So how have you not just been spending that past month or two interviewing 4 or 5 candidates, knuckling them down, and appointing one? Why are we taking so long to do everything? I don't get it. I'm not confident these fuckers are going to get on the plane tomorrow. And they probably haven't even booked the seat yet.
This club is an absolute shambles, isn't it? We thought we moved out of this with Mike Ashley. We thought, everyone knows what they're doing. There's money. We're saying the right people, like the front office people and like the head coaches, and like we're just putting all these mint people in different places. But
No,
it's a fucking shambles. Like the leaks and everything, like kit leaks and everything. Like everything's just mad at this club.
It's insane.
Honestly, it's like not much has actually really changed.
I genuinely think, right, if you're in Asia and you're waiting for Newcastle to arrive there to play Arsenal on Sunday, you could be in for a disappointment.
Maybe postponed till Tuesday.
It might be postponed because whoever's in charge of doing everything at the minute has probably booked flights to fucking Switzerland instead of Singapore. You know, he's probably wrong too. America thinks it's summer series. He's probably messed it up. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Jet2 holiday for Newcastle this year. And it's not the bloody posh first class to Singapore. The way we're going, just now it's getting done, man. Absolutely nothing. But yeah, sporting director is very much needed at the minute. Obviously, they have appointed a new technical director, which we're going to talk about in a minute. I actually haven't had the chance to really have a deep dive into that.
Not a massive one. I did have a little read into it, but yeah,
we'll just bring up the article from the website. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Joe Litton's in the chat. Always good to see Big Joey. Whissa has a year left in Brentford, extra year 2. I think he's probably saying that they may have an option to extend.
An option on his contract, yeah.
I don't think that's the case, to be fair, because, well, not from what I read anyway, is Joe Litton, but if you've read it, fair enough, let us know if you've seen it. But what I read was that he's 12 months left. They were trying to give him a new deal, but he didn't want to even enter talks, to be fair. He let them know point blank he wants to move. He wants Champions League football because he realises he's 29 in September. I don't think he's ever played Champions League football before. I'm pretty sure he hasn't played any European football before.
I didn't even know where it came from.
Lorient in 2022 for 13.
Certainly not Champions League anyway. I don't know if he might have played some sort of European football in his previous career.
Obviously he's thinking, and again, need to respect Brentford. They've had a great run lately, but they've lost Thomas Frank, so that's a big blow. Mm-hmm. He was obviously huge in that. They lost him Boomer. He was huge in that. List goes on. They are going to struggle next season, without a doubt, no matter who they say, no matter how much money they spend. Yeah. So he's going to want to go. He's thinking 29 years old, that can play in front of a packed St. James's Park against your PSGs, against Barcelona, against Bellinghams of Madrid. I can go to the Bernabeu instead of, going to just Bournemouth against Brentford. It's mad. So it's a big opportunity for him. He wants it. He wants to leave. But it's just not happening at the minute because Newcastle won't get towards their valuation. Another super chat. Big up to Time Lord 7 for this one. Can you put a link in the chat so I can join as a member? I tried pushing all the buttons. I will do, mate. No worries.
It's not in the bio.
It should be in the bio. It'll be in the bio. Become a member should be in the bio, and it also should just be a blue join button next to the red subscribe button underneath the title of the video.
Theoretically, should be.
But I'll check that for you right now. Don't worry. I'll check that for you right now, and I'll also whack the link in there for you regardless. Let's have a look. Yeah, the join button isn't there actually, which is strange. But if you go into the does it not let you look at the description? Oh, it does. So if you click more, so if you click more underneath the title, we've got the link to Anarchy there, and the join button should be there, but it's not. So I'll put it in the chat for you right now, and we'll sort that out for you so people can join. Because as you can see on the bottom of your screen, we do have a giveaway this week, a 24-pack of Wor Beer for our members. That is this giveaway. And then we're also doing a collaboration tomorrow where we're giving away one of the shirts. Spoiling yous. So you can take your pick. You can either have the home shirt.
The lovely new green one when it comes in.
New green one. I was going to say. Not too similar from that green shirt that you're wearing. Well, actually, too much darker green, to be fair.
It's also probably meant to be more blue, but I mean.
There's the join button there, but that's in the link has been posted there for your Time Lord and anyone else who wants to get involved in the giveaway. So that green kit looks to be right, Keg. We may as well talk about it since you mentioned it. the green kit we talked about a few weeks back on the podcast.
Yeah, it's been linked numerous times.
That's been linked numerous times. Is true. We've seen it again. Footy headlines today have leaked it, and that is it. The rumours that it could be released this weekend in the Adidas store in Singapore is what I was hearing, and they might wear it against Arsenal on Sunday.
Ooh.
Are you getting it? Getting this one? Clawing on this one?
No, probably not this one.
It's pretty dinky, isn't it?
To be fair, I feel like it looks better than like the previous links, like the one that came out today. Like I'm looking at it, like I've looked at it a million times from the previous leaks. And I thought that's lifting. Definitely not be buying that. But this one today, like I feel like it looks better. But with that being said, I still don't look like I'm gonna spend 120 quid on it.
No.
That's it. Like, might have another change of mind again when I see it. Like I said for the previous kits, I always kind of reserve me judgment until I see it. Like once it's released and you see the sleeves wrapped around Joe Linton's big guns.
Ooh.
Might get a new opinion on it when I see it in this shop. Might think differently of it, but that's just so expensive. Like so, yeah, I'll probably not be buying it, even if it's the sexiest kit I've ever seen.
You know, it is. I agree that today and the other pictures I've seen lately, and when I do see the proper release of it, I'll think it's okay. I've seen
as bad as
there was a lot of hate for it on our Twitter account where we put it saying it was the worst kit ever and all that. I think there was some overreaction to it.
The original leaks, it did look pretty shit.
I would
can't lie. It did look terrible.
But even today, them pictures I posted, even today, people have said, "Oh, no, that is the worst kit ever" and stuff.
It's not.
I wouldn't agree with that. For those that haven't seen it, that's it there again, confirmed. That is it right there. Chunky collar.
I think the thinner stripes do.
I think the thinner stripes. I like the white as well. You know, I think the white looks clean on the sides, and the white badge I don't mind.
You know what it is? It looks like a nice goalkeeper top.
It does.
There's no way top, maybe not. But to be fair, our goalkeeper shirts have been absolutely smashing it out of the park this season.
Got the plain green back there with the retro badge at the top, the same one that was on the home kit.
See, if you traded that as a goalkeeper top for either the pink or the yellow one, winner, chicken dinner.
Winner. And people are asking here, goalkeeper top. Yep, you can take your pick in the giveaway we're going to do tomorrow on social media, and I'll put it on YouTube as well, and I'll mention it. You can take your pick. Yellow goalkeeper top, pink goalkeeper top, third kit, away kit, home kit, bloody whatever you want. Adidas Originals range, whatever you want. You can take your pick on that one. Got a couple of new members joining. Thanks very much to Slam Berry for that one. And also Tom, who has became a member. Thanks very much, and good luck in the old giveaway. Joe Linton says that it was on BBC that they have an option to extend. Obviously, he's just point refusing it because...
Yeah, I was going to say, they might have an option, but was he got 2 years left?
1 year left on his current deal, so he's saying it would be 2 years if they extended it.
Well, but they'll have to trigger that. And again, if he's wanting to leave, it doesn't really mean that, does it? You're better off just selling.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't really matter too much.
I don't get that. On that technical director, then, Keg, let's touch on it. Because he was appointed yesterday. I don't know much about him, to be honest with you. You know, it is yesterday with all the Whissa stuff and all the Isak stuff. I just honestly wasn't really in the mood to look at this news about the technical director because I thought we've got way bigger problems at the minute. Yeah,
that's why I didn't really delve into it that much. To be fair, when I got the news, I was driving and I looked down at my phone and I was like, a news flash from Downey. I've got Downey's tweets on a push notification. He had the alarm sign emoji, and it said Newcastle United. I was like, most of it recently he's been bloody Sunderland. Most of his breaking news has been about Sunderland.
Yeah,
so I seen the alarm emoji. Then I just read the first line Newcastle, but I was driving, so I couldn't look at it too much. I was like, what's this? What we're doing? What's news? What's Newcastle doing? Then I seen that. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, cool, good appointment, but. Yeah, bigger fish to fry, really, isn't it?
Bigger fish to fry. When I seen it, I was thinking, when you seen the director role title, I thought, all right, so who's the sporting director?
Sporting director.
Who's replacing Mitchell? Well. Oh, no, it's a technical director role. And it is Sudarshan Gopalesigan. And he's also known as Suds, which is better. So we'll go with that because Gopalesigan. Sudsy. It's funny because obviously everyone's going to struggle with that pronunciation. So in the official article from Newcastle United, they say... Reporting into a new sporting director, Sudarshan, also known as Suds, will lead the club's football data operations, working closely with Howe and his coaching staff, and the club's performance, medical, analysis, pathology, and recruiting teams. So it's similar to that appointment we made the other week, where it seems like everyone's doing a bit of everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of roles in that one job, isn't it?
There's a lot of roles, yeah. No one's getting things done, and we can't do any decent graphic designs. See the state of them.
Yeah, that's
What-
pretty bad. Like, yeah.
What on earth was going- The best thing is since then that's came out is Specsavers and everyone else ripping them off.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
I haven't seen Specsavers doing
Other
that,
companies
actually,
have been taking the mick and just putting Specsavers had like a shelf of glasses saying buy one get one free in the same font and everything as that Newcastle had, and it just shows we're a bloody laughing stock at the minute,
Yeah,
aren't we?
really
It's a nightmare. Rejection
Can't
FC.
get much right now.
Can I get bloody graphics right? We can't even just see numericals 1-0 to Celtic or 4-0 to Celtic. We had a picture. I was raging because at halftime, I went down. No alcohol served at Celtic Park.
What?
Oh,
That's cool.
yeah, exactly.
Sacrilege.
So it's a dry. I thought this had been and gone. I thought it changed the rule. But
In Europe, like, you can't drink in European games.
so Scotland have got it. You can't drink.
Fucking Celtic in a friendly.
You can't, exactly friendly. I get it. This isn't the Old Firm. Do you know what I mean? I'd understand if I was in a Rangers shirt and it was the Old Firm, but this was a pre-season friendly, and I couldn't get a pint. I couldn't even get a non-alcoholic pint just to make us feel better. I couldn't even get a 0.5.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? Just for the placebo effect. I think really they do placebo effect, but just for that, I couldn't even get that. And I was like, right, sound. I love a kebab pie. Kebab pie sold out. Nightmare.
Nice.
Yeah, they do. Can't tell you if they are or not. It's sold out. I then got curry and chips.
Haggis pie?
Worst ever. Curry and chips. £5.65 or something. Mental. I sit down with curry and chips. I spill a bit on my shorts.
Oh.
I see we're going to make changes at halftime. I look at the Twitter account. I see Trippier giving me a thumbs up with a 2-0 next to it. I know it's 2-0. I'm here. But it's 2-0 and they're doing a thumbs up for Trippier. And I was thinking, what on earth are we doing, man? Why are we doing graphics with a 2-0 and Trippier giving me a big thumbs up when we're getting beat off Celtic? I was like, just get me home.
I've had enough. I've seen more than enough. I've gone.
Oh, it's awful. Honestly, worst away day ever. Stinking. Side topic there. Anyways, Suds joins the Magpies after leaving Italian side Atalanta, where he was Director of Football Intelligence, FBI. During his time in Bergamo, Atalanta secured 3 consecutive top 5 finishes in the Serie A, and he won the Europa League and reached the Coppa Italia final. I mean, Atalanta have been flying at the minute. Obviously, the last few years.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're trying to sign that Scalvini. Anyone heard what's happening with that? Didn't think so.
That one dried up again, is it?
His role will be dedicated to implementing data-informed practices across all sporting departments, men's, women's, and academies. They go into his background stuff. We don't need to know about that. Suds said he's delighted and honoured to join Newcastle, yada, yada, excited to work around the club. So there we go. Technical director employed, still waiting for the sport director and some signings. Excited to see Suds on the bench.
No.
Isak might not be in Singapore, but you've got Suds. So appreciate that one.
I heard he's pretty good cover at right side centre back.
I hope so. He's probably a goalkeeper, actually.
But to be fair, you know, it is. I feel like, obviously, I've never heard of him before. Like I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you that I know the analytics of Atlanta.
Serie A directors.
But like, he looks like, not to be funny, but he looks like a massive geek. He just looks like he fucking loves crunching numbers.
Oh, he does.
Just going through the analytics and the data and stuff. But in modern football, that's what you need. Like, there's so many things that go into football these days. Like, I don't really think they give too much of a shit about that kind of stuff back in the day. But like the numbers, the figures, the analytics, the data, the stats, and everything. Like, it's such a big part of football. And some big, massive nerd like him, who just loves like diving into all these numbers and stuff. Like, he'll be perfect. I feel like just looking at him, I feel like he's a good appointment. I don't even need to see his CV. He just looks like a massive geek. It's just fresh out of uni. He looks so young, but still, like, he's been with a few clubs. He's quite experienced. I don't even know how old he is. Yeah, mint signing. Love Suds.
Great signing.
Big fan of Suds.
Best signing of the summer. So I agree. Listen, he's got that intelligence tagline. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He's got a very good CV. So without all the big take we've just done, I think it is a good appointment for Newcastle, and hopefully he can help out in all them departments that he's maybe helping out in, because he seems to have a lot on his plate. Good to see that Time Lord 7 Boris managed to become a member. Seen the link, got involved in that. Nice one. Good luck to you, mate. And Danzo85 as well, who's became a member. People are fancying
flooding in now.
People are fancying 24 cans of Wor Beer for free, aren't they? I
think they are, right?
I don't blame them. It would cost you a fortune. To be fair, 6 cans are 18 quid.
Don't blame them. They're good.
So you got yourself a fresh one there. And obviously the can design themselves are absolutely quality. So get yourselves involved in that. We're
really
51 minutes deep into the show. Where we go next then? Because I mentioned Celtic, okay? We don't need to spend too much time on it because I feel like it's been and gone. But
Yeah.
in terms of you watching it, what you thought of it, are you bothered? Because we mentioned results last week don't matter, but the performance was still pretty wide of the mark. To see that,
spot on there. Like I did say last week, pre-season isn't necessarily about winning. Like it's all about like getting people back to fitness after a long summer, testing out new formations, new ideas. Like Eddie Howe will have had his pen out. Him and Suds will be working up with some new stats and statistics and just trying out new things with your academy kids and some of the fringe players getting more of a chance. So yeah, like winning and losing isn't really an important thing for me in pre-season, but at the same time, you didn't want to get beat 4-0. Like
you didn't
and
was embarrassed.
Fair play to Celtic, and I didn't actually even realize that until you said before that they've already had like 5 pre-season games, so they're probably a little bit further ahead of us in terms of their like pre-season schedule.
Definitely fitter.
Yeah, definitely fitter. I'm not particularly bothered by it. Like it is quite embarrassing to say like a 4-0 scoreline, but that being said, what was our score last season? Last pre-season against? It was the post-season thing. Was it the Australian All Stars or something? Got beat fucking 9-0 or something like that.
Post-season, I got destroyed. No one
that's a little bit.
Nobody wanted to be there. No one could be bothered. But this one was bad because as a Celtic fans, they remind me it was their B team, so we got destroyed off their B team. Apparently, I mean, I couldn't.
But it wasn't necessarily our star team.
Nah,
and we didn't really take it that seriously. Like.
We had a good enough amount of players there, but obviously no Isak was a huge blow, which again shows how much we do need more depth going forward. But we didn't have Isak, we didn't have Tino, we didn't have Lewis Hall. There's a couple more I forget. But yeah, obviously we didn't have many of them. It was a calamity by Nick Pope for that second goal that kind of then ruined it, really. Because we're still in the game, 1-0, even 2-0, you're still in the game. But then, again, with pre-season, when you make a lot of changes, then you know you're setting yourself up for a bit of difficulty because it's 10-9 or 10 new players that haven't really gelled together. So
one of the biggest positives for me in not just losing the preseason game, but getting a little bit stuffed, like embarrassingly losing, is that it highlights what your needs are. Like it's better than winning 4-0 and thinking, oh wait, we're perfect. Like we didn't need to sign anyone. That's not like what like Mike Ashley would do. Seen that win there?
Aye.
You think I ain't gonna spend any money? Yeah, like a joke.
What do we need money for, man? We'll just beat Grimsby 3-0. Pre-season's up to a fly, aye. We're sweet, man. We'll be alright.
There's and Chris said in the comments there, like the Pope mistake just highlights that we need a fucking goalkeeper.
People hammer me for saying it, but it's so really, clear, like, man.
And he does a job. Him and Dubravka both do a job. That's fine. But is that good enough when we're playing Champions League? Just a fine goalkeeper. Distribution's shit. Decision making's a bit shit. Great shot stoppers, as Roy Keane would say, just doing his job. Right? He's doing his job. Like saving shots is your job. That's bread and butter.
He's good at that.
Schoolboy stuff.
Yeah.
He's a fine shot stopper, and so is Dubravka. But like the modern game demands a bit more than that. Like you need to be like good with your feet and controlling the game from the back and passing out and all this stuff. Like Edison had like 3 or 4 assists last year, more than most midfielders did.
Yeah.
Like
even their keeper, Celtics keeper, for Pope's mistake, it's a long ball up.
Schmeichel was with 39.
Do you know what I mean?
Banged it up,
So
got himself an assist.
What does he know what to do and how is he comfortable and good at playing with his feet? Because he came through Man City.
Yeah.
So he's learned these things. And that's why we're trying to get Trafford. He came through at Man City. That's the type of goalkeeper he is. You need to be able to build from the back because I said it the other day, like with Dubravka, we probably looked better, as people said, when Pope was out because they feel more comfortable, that the defence feels more reassured because Martin Dubravka's even better with his distribution. He's a bit more coherent with how he deals with the ball at his feet and stuff, whereas Nick Pope is just so rash and just boots it out and he panics everyone. Yes, he's a great shot stopper. He's great at the old school goalkeeping skills. But there's a lot more to that now.
There's
a lot more to it.
So that's a positive that I take from it. Just like highlighting what we need to improve on, and hopefully the board and the higher ups like seen that, Eddie Howe seen that, and thought, it's not great that really. Like, you can't really afford to do that against like Villa first game of the season or Liverpool first game at home. Like if you do shit like that, then we're gonna get beat.
We're gonna get hammered. And it came out that day that Man City are going to activate that clause for James Trafford. So then it looks like we've
lost out on my number.
wasted time for ages there, lost out on a goalkeeper, and now, obviously Lucas Chevalier has been linked from France, but that'll demand a huge fee. I doubt we'll pay that. I'm not sure. We'll get a goalkeeper in the summer now, to be honest with you. I think they might move on to those other targets.
Maybe, I think
other positions.
Like you say, Pope and Dubravka can do a decent job.
Yeah.
So that's maybe his bigger needs right now. Like, obviously, they are definitely going to need to replace soon because Dubravka's like 35 and Pope's 32.
33 or something.
Like that. Yeah, obviously, that's why we're looking for it now. So we don't let it become a problem before it gets too late, although... Not necessarily even Dubravka, to be fair, but Pope's made a few mistakes.
He has, man. He's got this thing about when he rushes out and tries to head it. He rushes out and slides.
Like, it is definitely a need. Maybe it's not an immediate need, but certainly one that needs addressed.
Yeah, it is for me. Go to lose not on Trafford. Well, we haven't lost out on him officially yet. Obviously, it looks like you go to City. They're still kind of waiting for Edison to maybe go to Turkey or somewhere else. But it's clear as day, man.
Move, to be fair.
It is. It's weird. Apparently, he had a falling out or something. Can we not just sign Edison instead then? Can't get Edison.
It's not bad, yeah.
It's not bad, yeah. Apparently, it's not going to be
the Premier League, stay in the Champions League.
Apparently, it's not going to cost that much money. Can't get Edison.
Literally.
He's not want to come to Newcastle Champions League instead of Galatasaray. It's not. It's not. He's got an amazing league. He's not a Turkish league.
But if like his value and his desire to move's been highlighted, why does literally every club in the world not want to put a bid in for him? He's literally one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
I find it bizarre.
Like, you know what it is? I never even thought about that.
Yeah, until right now.
I forgot that he is relatively cheap. Like, you'd be surprised, and he's not even that old either. Is he? Still like late 20s or something?
Imagine that. That would cheer everyone up. I think. We'll let him on the chat. Would it? Should Newcastle go for an Edison? Would they be able to get him? I mean, for me, I would definitely be all over that now. Definitely. You know what I mean? Be a great signing, and that would give us a boost. And look at what you're bringing in there. Someone who's got an insane tradition of winning trophies. He knows what it takes to play in the big games and win the big competitions. Valuable experience, Premier League proven, mental, absolutely mental.
Yeah, so, Eddie Howe's number. Drop me a message and be like, "Yeah, do you know, Edison's available and he's quite cheap." I will drop a message now. Sometimes we see Tyndall actually, don't we? So maybe we'll shout out the window. Put him into him next year. Edison, get him in, get him in. Ian and Geordie Trucker became members. Shout out to you. Nice one, lads. Got a Liverpool fan here, Ben, with a super chat. Hi, gents. Nunez plus Elliott plus 100 million for Isak. Consider? You know what it is? I actually have had this thought.
I would.
Over the past week. 120.
Because Nunez and Elliott, I mean, apparently they won 40 odd 50 million for Elliott, which is a lot. I would say he's about 30.
I'm a big fan of Elliott.
What would you say Darwin Nunez was? 30 odd as well?
They'd want more because they spent a lot on him.
They would, aye.
Yeah, they demand more because it must be 70, 80 odd million or something they spent on him. They use a lot of money.
85 million, wasn't it?
85, something like that.
It could have been 100 with that.
They'll not take a massive dip on that. But yeah, 120 and we're talking. Maybe he's even swap one of them out and put Curtis Jones in because we've been linked with him. He's a good player now. So.
Aye. But if you look at that, right?
120 plus Nunez and Elliott, I would take that. I mean, I wouldn't want to, but it's a fair offer.
I wouldn't want to.
It's a fair offer.
You know, you're looking at. I wouldn't class Nunez as Isak's replacement because he's got a lot to do. No, you know what I mean? He's very inconsistent. Some games he looks really good. Some games he looks really shit.
If we've got Nunez, Whissa, and
exactly
Osula.
And if you've got Harvey Elliott coming there, a bit of a kind of Eddie Anderson / Longstaff replacement.
You can play on the wing or
you can even still bring in a centre mid with that 100 million.
And then you got the money. Yeah, I think
bringing that centre back, bringing a goalkeeper.
Yeah, take the fee up to 120 and we're cooking.
Because Nunez, like you say, I would value him at around 30, but they'll want 40 odds at least.
I think more.
I wouldn't be surprised. 50, 40, 50. And Elliott, again, would be about the same, 40 odd. So really, you're getting 180 million at least there for Isak in terms of what Nunez and Elliott would cost valuation-wise.
Like maybe it's even more because of what I think they would value Nunez at, and like say Elliott and Harvey Elliott demands quite a high price as well. So I think that's about a £200 million offer.
I'd take that. You know,
it's attractive.
It's not attractive bad because then with that 100 million as well, we can still go out and get the positions we need.
True.
And apparently, we've got 70 million sitting there that we're willing to pay Hugo Ekitike for. So you can get Whissa, you can get a goalkeeper, you can get a centre back, you can get a midfielder, and then we're cooking there. We've got some great squad depth for the Champions League.
Yeah,
and that's what we need. Someone made a really good point on the channel yesterday, and it was a Liverpool fan, to be fair. He said, lads, like, we didn't want to sell Coutinho. We didn't want to sell Suarez. we didn't want to sell Raheem
Of course
Sterling.
You don't. No, you don't. No.
But we did, and we did well with the money that we got. Fernando Torres.
True.
You know what I mean? So sometimes you have to let your superstars go and you have to take the
It
money to
is
build.
always like a short-term kind of like catastrophic thing, like selling your best players.
It's
like,
devastating.
We've been there. Like, fuck yeah, Coutinho's and Suarez when Liverpool were actually decent. Like, we've lost some of our best players over the past 10, 15, 20 years just because we're shit. And like better teams have come in, like take Andy Carroll and people like that, like Kabais. Like we've lost loads of good players that just wanted better, and you cannot blame them.
No,
but yeah, like you do move on. Like it's just part of football. Like careers are short. Players want what they want because you don't get long in this game. Like
no, you don't.
So yeah.
Well, Isak already held that apparently, didn't he? It's a short career.
Well,
don't get long in this game.
He's right.
Red flag.
Well, yeah.
But that good super chat from Ben. He says he enjoys the channel. Level-headed comments, so appreciate that. Nice to come from a rival fan, if you like.
Yes, Ben.
Another opposition fan. Trace you the super chat. Thank you very much. Brentford sporting director is a Newcastle fan, and Whissa wants to move out of London. It's true. Brentford's director is a Newcastle fan.
Is he?
So hopefully, he rebuffs any offer from Tottenham and Forest and waits for Newcastle to hopefully, eventually, get close to his valuation, and Whissa will be on the motorway up to the tune.
Yeah.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
I haven't heard Whissa once out of London. Quite.
True.
Like he
wants to move. He said he'd be open to Tottenham as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we've had this conversation before where, especially foreigners, like, they want London.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite rare that someone actually wants to move out of London once they're in there.
It's true.
So, yeah. But, yeah.
I think,
we'll see.
Honestly, we've got to be really, we kind of just be, like, deluded Geordies. If he had the choice between Newcastle and Tottenham, both have Champions League football. He gets to stay where he lives now. He doesn't have to move house and all that carry on.
London as well.
But one part of him might be like, fancy new challenge. I wouldn't mind seeing what Newcastle's like up north. Got some good players, great fans. But then obviously, realistically, a lot of them will be like, right, I can stay in my nice mansion in London, just drive to Tottenham's training ground every day instead of Brentford's. I'm not going to be that far away from it. And I'm reunited with my manager, Thomas Frank, who knows me very well, will play me, trusts me, gets me. And I like him as a person and as his style of play and everything.
He has a point, though. Like, when you look at Alanga and all of like the inside voices at the club he had, who's talking to Whissa? Who does he know? Because we've got no Congolese.
No.
We've got no one from Brentford. We've got no one. Well, where did you say came from? Somewhere in France? Lorient. Like, who came from Lorient? Like, who does he know in our club? Like Alanga had Asula, Isak, Kraft, Botman. He knew like loads of our players, and like everyone would be like bigging it up. Like for like a foreigner to come out of London to all the way up north, like he's gonna need someone there to big him up and be like, oh, mate, come here, like, class, yeah, like we've got a project class, like Newcastle, the Geordies, like the Mints and James Park, like you love it up here, you've got to come. Like who does he know?
I heard he was really good mates with Sean Longstaff, so it's a shame he's left. Like. He absolutely loves no shields. I tell you who we should ask. Lamana Lawar.
Oh, Kazenga.
No, Lamana, not Kazenga. Lamana, the original one.
Lamana could talk to Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah,
Lamana Lawar, Congolese. Backflips Newcastle. Back in the Champions League early 2000s. So have a word with him. Club make a change.
Lamana's like, you love it in the tune, but when you score, you've got to do 3 backflips.
I do a few backflips.
You do 3 backflips and you're not invited.
But yeah, you're right. It's going to be a big ask. We don't have many of those African players, really, do we? I guess we're obviously of that descent maybe, but in terms of who we could ask, who we could bring in, then yeah, it's a tricky old one. But we hope that we don't need these type of players, and where they need to be like asked to come in. And what I loved about Alanga was that he really got and understood the move. He was buzzing money. He was absolutely buzzing.
He really was.
When you see
him,
I think
he has been hyping it up for a while because we declared that interest in him a year ago. So he's probably had a year to sit on it. And like I said, when he knew like all these players, and we didn't even know that he knew Asula and especially Botman. How do you know these players? Like obviously Isak and Kraft are on international duty, but you forget that he's got all these other like connections like here, there, and everywhere. So he's probably been talking to these lads for the last year, thinking about it. But yeah, like Whissa, like who's he been talking to? It's obviously quite fresh interest. He hasn't had too long to sit on us, and then he's got that offer from his old manager Thomas Frank. He can stay in London, so he's probably got a lot of things to think about. But I don't know. This is one that's just going to play out the way it's going to play out. I think it's up to us to put them bids in and see what happens.
Callum Wilson to West Ham. People are saying in the chat that one was rumoured earlier. Looks like that one could be gathering pace. Callum Wilson to West Ham.
That's so ironic.
It's so ironic. Did the Macarona.
He loves scoring goals against West Ham. Like that's his favourite team in the Premier League.
Yeah. And you go to West Ham. Maybe that's what they're thinking. You know,
I know. They've got loads of goals.
He's unreal, isn't he? I mean, it worked for Langa because how good he was in that Boxing Day against us at St James's. We've kept an eye on him since. West Ham, we've obviously kept an eye on Wilson. That literally, he always scored against West Ham, didn't he?
Loved West Ham, yeah.
Antonio, obviously his best friend, his podcast partner there. He's down there at West Ham. Hope he's recovering well, but that'd be a great move for Wilson.
It will be a good move, yeah. I like to see him stay in the Premier League. Like I didn't really know what his options would be, and West Ham's a good team, good history. Like they're a solid Premier League team, so yeah, that's a really good move from him.
They've just loaned out Evan. Well, no, Evan Ferguson was on loan to them. Brighton have loaned him out to Roma. Big chance for Ferguson. He was one that's been discussed on the podcast before.
Mentioned him, That
was being discussed on the podcast before, but he's got a chance to shine there in Italy, so it's an interesting move for him. We've got to talk about Tino because Livramento is a big favourite of Pep Guardiola's. He wants to bring him to the Etihad. So what we're talking about before, can we get him involved in the Edison deal? If they want him that madly? Maybe there's one like that.
Oh, no.
But we don't want him to get involved, do we?
Absolutely not.
Because unlike Isak, and this is where the red flag comes from me for Isak, because there's been no talks of a new deal on the table for Isak, really, or yet. However, with Livramento, it looks like we are set to offer him one to become one of our highest earners to fade off that interest from Manchester City. So that'll be good news if he actually signs a new deal, won't it, Keg? Because, you know, that speculation's been rife all summer long for Tino to go to the Etihad.
It is a thing when someone's performing so well that not only are you paying someone because they deserve it, like we mentioned last week, like Isak's definitely deserved his new contract. Like it's mad that we haven't actually offered him one yet, but so is Tino. Like Tino's been class. He's won another under 21s Euros.
True.
Under 23s, whichever age it is. But yeah, he's emerging as one of like the country's top talents, and hopefully him and Lewis Hall will be the future pairing of fullbacks for England, not just Newcastle, but England going forward. Yeah. But he's just such a top talent, and we paid a lot for him. Like at the time, it seemed like we potentially overpaid at the age that he was coming off an ACL. It was a bit of a risky move that's massively paid off. And so, yeah, he's earned it. And now he's getting all these plaudits. Like everyone knows how good he is. And obviously Pep wants him at Man City. Like Man City is one of the dominant teams in the world. Like you're going to have to do something to entice him to stay. If Pep wants you, it's hard to turn that down.
Game over.
So we've got to give him the contract. We've got to ensure that he stays here. Just like Isak, as soon as anyone wants your top boys and you're maybe slightly underpaying them, bang, slap a contract right in the face and say, sign this right now.
Yeah.
Like, we need it. Like, yeah, Tino's one of them. Like, I don't even know what he's on. He's probably not on a lot because of his age.
I was just about to look at how long he's got left as well. Yeah. Obviously, he signed the deal a few years ago. So,
I think he'll still have a good few
at the club now. So, he must have maybe 2 or 3 years left. It runs.
I've seen that Lewis Hall's only meant to be on about $7,000, you know.
What?
Well, we've got Matt Target on 100. Like, that boy needs a new deal now. An actual, proper, professional, big boy deal. Not just.
I seen him at the gym the other week. He drives a G-Wagon, so he's DNRing for himself. But $7,000 fucking out, is it?
To be fair, I actually seen him a few weeks ago, and it wasn't G-Wagon. It was like a Ranger or something, so he's doing very, very well.
He's got 2 cars. They've all got the 2 cars. At least 5, really. I seen Marcus Tavernier as well at my gym the other day. He had a nice Lamborghini Urus, and he was a lovely, lovely lad as well. Obviously playing for Bournemouth at the minute, but he's from Leamington. But he was sound, and he's been linked with Newcastle in the past. Tino Livramento's contract runs until June 2028.
He's got 3 years left.
He's got a couple of years left. You see all these things where it puts it in like annual contracts. Doesn't it just seem weird reading a contract where it's like annually for players? Since obviously we just think of them getting paid weekly.
I found a good
Market value 40 million at the minute. You want to get that up, Sunshine? Way more than 40 million. But yeah, listen, Tino's so important to tie him down to that new deal. We have to make sure we keep a hold because you know what you don't want to do. Apparently, he's on 78 grand a week. No, what was that? 3 years? I don't know. But whatever he's on, we have to make him stay, get him that new deal that he deserves because you don't want to be in a position where Tino leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Our next right back is Trippier, was he 34 this year? 35?
Somewhat along them lines, yeah.
So he's obviously not getting any younger. And then you've got Harrison Ashby still knocking about the gaff somehow. And you've got Kraft. So you don't want to be put in a position where you have a major sort of rebuilding job in your defence there where we've already got that with the centre-backs. And you don't want it with the full-backs as well. Lewis Hall, if he's on 7 grand, that's mental. Mark Gillespie's earning more than them. Crazy. Where's Tino on there? 50,000 for Tino. Kraft's on 55 now. Wonder Tino's agent probably wants a new deal now. Lucky Demos is on £50,000 a week. Odyssey us 50 grand a week. Turned down a move to Pumas the other day in Mexico for like a Demos. You see that?
Did he? No, I don't see
Yeah, and then he's linked with Villarreal now, which he'd be happy to take. He wants to stay in Europe for his family, which is fair enough. Didn't fancy going out there for a few bottles of Corona and a few tacos. Now, who did Pumas just sign? They just signed like an ex-Premier League player. I was in the news the other day because Pumas
Sergio Ramos was there in Monterrey.
Pumas must have made some signings lately where they're looking at, some of the Premier League ex-players and stuff. Keylor Navas is going there now, so he's obviously the keeper.
Really?
He's obviously the keeper. That's going there instead of like a Demos. I can't remember. So, what was it? Oh, who was it, man? Pumas. I'm gonna have to have a look because it was someone from the Premier League, proper obscure name. Aaron Ramsey, that was it.
Yes,
Aaron Ramsey, 34 years old, left Cardiff on a free to go to Mexico. Just Aaron Ramsey getting bent over there in the Mexican sunshine, scrambling quesadillas. Hey, enjoy saying any good move that.
I know that.
Anyways, that really went left field. Let's talk about the last couple of subjects before we discuss pre-season in Asia. A little look towards Arsenal, as I mentioned, we'll be doing a live watch along. Okay, jump on a live watch along on Sunday. Be free, be fair. Sunday midday.
I might be.
Just do a StreamYard thing. I'm going to jump on that. I'm going to do a live watch along for the crack. We're talking about that in a second. Christopher Nkunku is the one that has been linked to Newcastle in the past 24 hours. And even just before we came live on the show, the Telegraph are reporting that Newcastle do have a genuine interest in the French forward because Chelsea, lo and behold, are making more signings. They are linked to get Jarrell Hatto, who we've discussed on the show before. Yes, Newcastle looked at the Ajax centre-back, and they're also looking at Xavi Simons of...
That we've also been linked to.
Yeah, we've also been linked to. Where's
Leipzig,
wherever he is.
He's been at loads of clubs.
He was at PSV. He's a Dutchman, isn't he? So
PSV, PSG, Barca, Leipzig.
All the abbreviations.
He's been in Munich? Has he been by Munich?
AFTV. He's been there. He's been everywhere. Yeah, DL Sports. He's been around the block. Has Xavi Simons. So Chelsea are somehow just spending more and more money, but they are doing what they do. And they are trading players, selling players. And Nkunku is up for sale. They're apparently happy to take, I think it was 43 million, the Athletic reported yesterday. So around the 40 million pound mark, Newcastle could get Christopher Nkunku. I mentioned it in my video yesterday, Keg, so I want your thoughts on it. Newcastle do have a genuine interest in it. Would it be a good signing from your point of view?
I'm certainly not mad at it. He's just probably been another one of them victims to Chelsea's squad depth. Just Chelsea just signing everybody under the sun who's ever kicked a football, and then just getting lost in the depth of the squad. But also an injury didn't help him. I think he came in and got a big injury quick. Was it like an ACL or like a break or something long term that kept him out for a while? But he's just never really had that chance, and he came with a big reputation. That was huge. He came from Leipzig. He's another Leipzig lad, isn't he?
Yeah. 47 goals in 119 games for Leipzig.
So
PSG before that.
Yeah, PSG, 27. So he's a decent age, bit older.
Versatile.
Yeah, he is versatile. So he's one of them. And what was his fee? Chelsea must have paid a big bag for him.
Oh, Chelsea would have paid
They'll be taking a cut on him if you... What did he say? Is it for about 40?
Chelsea paid 52 million for him on a 6-year deal in 2023. So 2 years ago. Now they're accepting about 30 or 40 million, basically.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad... Like, if he's coming in to be like one number two, obviously behind Isak, is a striker because he's first. I'm sure he played fucking wing back, didn't he?
I played that's what I mean, though.
Everywhere.
This is what I actually like about him.
I'm
So
sure he came through as a wing back, then just ended up as a number 9.
you can play 9, 10, 8 on the wings, wing back.
Goalkeeper, manager,
Well, I've got enough of them.
physio.
That's what they're probably asking. Are you any good with the goalkeeper goes, Christopher? Because we've only got 16 of them.
That's maybe what they're thinking. He can play every position, so we'll just sign you, and then you can be a right side centre back. You can play Sean Longstaff.
Like, what you like with the diagonals in the 6-yard box? Any good? Because he's always getting on a bit. So Charlotte bad, by the way. It's Celtic as well. I didn't mention that. I was disappointed with him. But you made a good point about his injury, and I think this is where he gets harshly treated because he signed for them on the 1st of July, £52 million, 6-year deal. And on the 8th of August, it was announced that he'd undergone surgery for a knee injury sustained during a pre-season match, and he would be out for quite a while. He actually made his debut against Newcastle.
Of course he did.
For Chelsea in the quarterfinal of the AFL Cup, scoring a penalty in the 4-2 shootout win. In the 4-2 shootout win when I was there, and Trippier made the horror mistake at Stamford Bridge, and then Chelsea knocked us out on pens. Made his Premier League debut away to Wolves the following week, coming off the bench and scored a late goal. Honestly, I've seen glimpses of him, and I think he's a top player, man. He just needs that running the team.
He does. He just needs like a comeback because I think his career has really stalled badly going to Chelsea. Yeah. So obviously we know what Eddie Howe's like with like developing players and getting like the best out of them. So yeah, I would take him obviously as a versatile option. Like he'll be Isak's number 2 as a number 9, but as you say, he can play in any number of roles. So yeah, that versatility is quite key. And you know, like Eddie Howe likes his versatile players as well. So yeah, it's definitely not a bad option, mate.
Honestly, I like interesting. Yeah. Honestly, in a way to get around a bit of FFP and PSR as well, it could be trying to do like the Lewis Hall deal where you get the loan to permanent option. You know, like we did with Lewis Hall. I just got really distracted by a chat there from Chris seeing the Athletic report in Newcastle is about to hire Ross Wilson as their sporting director. So we'll maybe touch on that in a second. But as I was saying, if you could get Chelsea to agree Nkunku on a loan and then a permanent deal if he hits X amount of appearances, maybe a certain amount of goals, that sort of thing, then that would be fantastic. So we could spend money elsewhere. But even if it was 30, 40 million, I'm quite keen on the move, you know. I do like him. I think he's a big name player as well. Said this yesterday. I think he gets a bit of attention from around Europe on Newcastle there, and where people are like, oh, Newcastle's in Nkunku. He's a good player. He used to play in the France team. He might be looking to get in for the World Cup next year. Obviously, he was great in the Bundesliga. And I think that raises a bit of attention towards Newcastle. And I think, you know, along the training ground, I think it's a good deal as well. I think around the training ground, it'll get Bruno's and Denali's not excited to play with someone like Nkunku because he is a talented player. Yeah, definitely. I like it. But on pre-season, then, we do play Arsenal on Sunday. I think it's around a 12 o'clock kickoff time, UK time. They played today, as I mentioned earlier, against AC Milan, won 1-0, and then lost 6-5 on penalties. So there was a penalty shootout, even though the game was decided in full time. So
what?
That sums up pre-season, doesn't it?
They won 1-0, but lost on penalties.
Then they went to penalties, just entertain the crowd. Just entertain the crowd. You know what I mean? The fans hadn't had enough in Singapore there.
I hope this doesn't happen to us. I'm not even watching it if that happens.
90 minutes. Arsenal won 1-0. Bukayo Saka, 53rd minute. And then just had a penalty shootout just for absolutely no reason.
Just as the cool down? Or?
Cool down. Arsenal put out a strong team. Raya played, Saliba played, Rice, Norgard played, the Brentford, ex-Brentford captain. 1 year he was apparently really good. Saka with the goal, and Martinelli and Havertz as well. But obviously, Gyökeres probably going to make his debut against Newcastle. He's meant to be flying out to Singapore. He'll make his debut. He'll probably score. He'll have all the Robbie and everyone doing the bloody big gay Gyökeres celebration with a cover the face.
Oh, yeah.
Loftus-Cheek, Pulisic, Liao there. Malik Chow. Chow and Tomori been linked many times to Newcastle. We've talked about him on the show before, Keg. Them both played in
Whissa, American national.
For Milan in a 5-4-1. So Newcastle play them on Sunday. How we're feeling about that one then? Because I'll tell you, not very good after seeing
I was going to say, I've genuinely got no idea.
12:30 UK time kick-off.
I don't know. after Sunday's game or Saturday's game, I've just got no idea. And like, we've got no signings to show for it.
Bah.
We've got a long journey where, as you say, like Arsenal's already been there for a few days, played a game and beat in 90 minutes, but not on penalties. A very good European team who also played a pretty strong team. So, not overly positive.
No,
and it's also not just a team that's got more time to adapt to the game. It's Arsenal. They're a very good team.
Very good team.
We beat them 3 times last season, but we lost to them where it really kind of counted. Well, no, that's a false statement, because we beat them twice in the Carabao Cup semi-final where it really counted for to win the cup, but we lost to them second last game of the season away where we were pushed to finish second in the league. So yeah, that was a bit of a disappointing one, but obviously it's Arsenal who's finished second in the Premier League like 4 years in a row, whatever it's been.
I love it.
So obviously a very good team. Definitely not going to be an easy game. So, and obviously with them having that advantage of already being there, having time to adapt and got another game under their belts, like, yeah, we're probably not favourites for this hour.
No, we're not. I honestly have a bad feeling for this one. It could be another few goals conceded, to be honest with you. Listen, Arsenal are on a bit of a high. They've signed that striker they've been wanting for so long in Gyökeres. They linked to Eze. They've already signed Norgard, Zubamendi, Madueke.
Yeah.
So, they're making moves, man. They're trying to get that Premier League title. That's, again, Newcastle. They were so destined and certain to get James Trafford, but completely ignored the fact they've kept her being available for £5 million. Like, fuck's sake, man. There's another deal that should have been all over.
You know what it is? I'm not that bothered about that, because like, would he be number one long term? That's what I want.
Well,
I'd say Trafford for the age.
Aye,
like,
I get it. Aye.
Yeah,
Trafford was better.
I mean, £5 million's cracking.
In this day and age, you can't get anything for £5 million.
Yeah,
football-wise, can you?
So it is a bargain, however you look at it. But yeah, we don't need another backup.
He's the most expensive goalkeeper in the history of football.
He was. It's mad.
Still
more
is.
than Alisson and Edison.
Yeah, still is. Insane. But Arsenal, it's going to be a tough game again. Result doesn't really matter. We just want to see a performance. You'd ideally want to see new signings, but you haven't got that. Might see more of Elanga at least. Who knows? Things could develop. Whissa, they could fly him over to Singapore. It's still a few days' time, but the way we move this window would be very unlikely. Listen, Arsenal, I think I said they've had a couple of games ahead of us and stuff, so it's going to be a tough ask. I think we'll probably get beaten that one by, I don't know, 3-1, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say reasonable. It's not reasonable, but realistic. Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Realistic scoreline, 3-1. Yeah, certainly a defeat that you've got to look at Arsenal as the favourites. But as we say, it's pre-season. All you want to see what Eddie Howe wants to do going into the season. Maybe try a new formation, try out a few new players, and just something new. Like keep it fresh. Obviously, keep some of our key players off the field for as much as possible. Get the minutes in their legs. Get them back into full fitness. But yeah, just have a mix-up. So yeah, as long as we don't embarrass ourselves.
Exactly.
In Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
we don't want to do. We don't want to embarrass ourselves.
You get me 2-1 or something. You're like, who cares?
Yeah, losing to a team that we know fine well is currently better than us. Like that's fine. There's no embarrassment in that, especially in pre-season. But yeah, you don't want to be humiliated.
I tell you what. Hopefully, we get some more Arteta tears in pre-season.
Lovely.
Some more whinging over there. Oh, well, it was the weather, wasn't it? Singapore's a bit hot.
Yeah, it's a bit hot. Yeah.
Well, actually, we've been here too long.
No, I can't speak the language.
So we haven't acclimatized. We're actually getting hotter because we've had to be in the sun longer. So Newcastle only got in the sun a day ago. So, they're all right. They're not. He's sunburnt over there. No God. So... that's why we should.
The Singaporese has been confusing us out of that.
Yeah, Gyökeres should have been here 2 minutes. Couldn't understand what I was saying. Didn't know how I wanted to play. So that's why we got beat. Plus, what ball are they using here in Singapore?
What's this ball?
What are these balls that we're using? I don't get it. That's what I would like to see. Shout out to the Super Chat. Forgot to bring this one up before from Bravo Mo 1982. Do you think last week deal to get teams desperate? Do you think it's the last week to get deals done as teams are desperate?
It's not last week.
I get what he's saying there. He's maybe saying like we need to get players in quick because of pre-season and because other teams want the money and because you run out of time. And we've said it like in terms of wanting signings at the door quicker the better, so they can get used to the coaching style, get used to the philosophy of the team and meet the new teammates.
Mm.
But I'm still going to try and remain patient for at least another couple of weeks. And then when it gets to like August, then I'll not be playing Gary Barlow anymore. And I'll be ranting my head off. Because if it gets to that Cellar Cup, right, that's the limit I'm giving it. If we're only seeing Elanga as our only saying, and Cadero, at the Cellar Cup, then I might lose my shit. Because then we're only a week away from Villa away. And then it is my serious.
It is ticking down on it.
Very, very serious. So I get what the question is there. Last week, we're getting desperate. Teams, as we said throughout the show, Keg, no, we're getting desperate. Price could go up.
Yeah.
So it's far from ideal, but we're not quite there yet. Remember, the window does end in September, but you're just giving yourself a hard start, not getting them in before the big games begin.
Well, like, where are we now? The 28th?
23rd.
23rd of July. So, yeah, I've still got another month and a bit. Like, what's it? So, like 6 weeks, something like that. Go
5 weeks or so.
6 weeks of the window left. So, yeah, it seems like that's time, but it comes around so quick, man, doesn't it?
How quick's this summer gone? We've done now.
Exactly. How long is the window? And you compare it to having like 5-6 weeks left.
How long have we sat?
We're pissing around a little bit.
Right, we're going to finish off on the sporting director stuff because, as you have pointed out in the comments, so thanks for letting us know. The Athletic have reported in the last couple of hours that Newcastle United are expected to choose Ross Wilson as their new sporting director. So Ross Wilson looks to be the man to replace Paul Mitchell. Newcastle are choosing the Nottingham Forest Chief Football Officer as their preferred candidate for the vacant sporting director role. We have been discussing things with Jason Ato, who was interviewed and high up on the list, who was the ex-Arsenal assistant sporting director, so he wasn't even the main sporting director. This shows what's going on here, by the way. Newcastle can't get one bloody sporting director through the door. Arsenal got two. They've got a sporting director and an assistant sporting director. We've just got suds. 41-year-old Ross Wilson has a very good relationship with Eddie Howe. He was involved in the process along with the majority shareholders PIF and co-owner James Rubin, which is Thought Accounting. So that right there, we're just reading this live. I don't know anything about this, so I'm reading it as it comes to me. That's good because we obviously know he didn't have a good relationship with Mitchell. Oh, Ashworth, really, to be honest. He's never seen eye to eye with any director of football at Newcastle. So Eddie Howe's been in the discussions, in the interview process to pick Mitchell's predecessor, and that is going to be Ross Wilson, according to The Athletic. PF are aware of Wilson for several years, including interest when he was sporting director at Rangers.
See, we have been linked with them in the past. He's been one of them names on the shortlist previously when we spoke about them, like last year before Mitchell. I'm sure we spoke about them before.
I remember him getting a lot of rave reviews from his time at Rangers, where the club won the first league title for a decade and reached the Europa League final. Wilson then also helped take Forest back into European football for the first time in 30 years. But it is a big step up from his time where he started off at Falkirk, Watford, Huddersfield, Southampton and Rangers. So no doubt it's the biggest club he's been at yet, to be fair. Rangers is a big club in Scotland and that, of course, but
so it's Falkirk.
Newcastle, so Falkirk, not more with Falkirk. His profile as a sporting director creates a strong club culture and builds the infrastructure needed to support a manager. But then again, they say we're closing in on him, yet in this sentence here, it says no official approach has been made at the Forest. So how the fuck are we closing in on him?
That's like our transfer window.
Exactly,
We've been linked with everyone, but we haven't approached anyone.
Exactly, aye. So we've already signed Pedro, Mbumo, Trafford,
Jalap,
everyone else, but we haven't signed anyone. And then, we're closing in on Ross Wilson, but we haven't actually been approached to get him. God almighty, it's been vacant since June 30th now. We're nearly a month in without a sporting director. Head of recruitment Steve Nixon and assistant head of recruitment Andy Howe have been placed in charge currently of overseeing transfer deals amid Mitchell's exit. So one positive we can speak on this, Keg, is if we do finally approach Forest to get Wilson, we can get things going with transfers because he will then come in and begin negotiations and surely be front and centre of doing deals. There we go. Ross Wilson is who Newcastle chose as their new sporting director to replace Mitchell. Happy with that one? I mean, I like the idea of Eddie Howe being keen on it. I like the idea of his record. You know, he's done really well at Forest, really well at Rangers. So I think it's a good move. Sounds good enough to me.
I don't know if I've just got PTSD with sporting directors now. Like
Mitchell was meant to be the very best, wasn't he?
I know this window hasn't been great, but I've still got trust in just Eddie Howe, just kind of like running the show. Like I feel like because things have gone so tits up in the past, I just trust Eddie Howe just to crack on and do stuff. Like at least like bids have been made and we've made attempts to get players. Like it might not have gone our way, but I don't know. I just don't really trust a sporting director anymore.
No, me neither.
Like what do they do?
I know.
Like
I've got any faith in them anymore.
Like, what's that job? Like Paul Mitchell done fuck all.
Aye.
Literally. Like Ashworth done a pretty good job. He was our first one. We've got loads of signings in under him. He was pretty good, but he was an absolute snake in the grass. And
Snaky man.
Got what he deserves by getting fired from Man United. But Mitchell done nout. I don't know. I refuse to comment basically on what I think of Ross Wilson. Like not really many people know a whole lot about other team sporting directors. Really, do they? They're not like the front and center of the football club. So might have a good CV, but so did the others. So did Mitchell.
True.
So did Ashworth. Like so, if Eddie Howe likes him and he kind of gives him the green light, and you think they're going to get on well, then great. That's what you want to hear. But he supposedly had a connection with Mitchell before he came as well. And apparently them two didn't get on at all. So I don't know. I don't really care at this point. Like it seems like a really important job. Like every good club in the world has a good sporting director, but so far we've came up short.
Struggled.
Yeah, so I'm not really in any rush to get one. Like, I'd rather just see this window out with Eddie Howe pulling the strings and the other people that's currently in place. Maybe just get one when the window closes and look towards next summer. Give them a good year to get to grips with each other, know each other's styles, what we want target-wise, like identifying the right people. But yeah, I think getting one in now, as we've just mentioned, there's only 5 weeks after the window. It's a fucking waste of time. We're just going to get back to square one with 5 weeks after the window. No, thank you.
Do you think it's a case of now that Eddie will have the reins? Because last year it was apparently a transfer tussle, a power struggle between Howe and Mitchell, whereas now it looks like what I've read there anyway, that Wilson's coming in and he knows his place type of thing. He's not going to try and say, nope, not giving Isak a new deal. Nope, not signing him. Eddie Howe's just kind of he knows him well. He's the friend. So it's well,
that's good.
I'm bringing my mate in here. He's pretty good. He's done all right at Rangers.
That's pretty fulminant. To be fair, that apparently Mitchell refused Isak a new deal. Shocking. He done nout. Apart from deny Isak a new deal. Saying nobody.
Did he pocket the money for himself? What? Because, I mean, why not give him a new deal?
What did he literally
coming out of your wages, Paul. You know what I mean? Just give him it.
I really don't know what that guy done in the 12 months.
Best thing he did was get 20 million for that was the only thing he did.
Was that 25?
There you go. That was the one and only thing he did.
So, yeah, I mean, it's great that we're looking to get this guy in, but yeah, I'm just in absolutely no rush right now. I feel like getting him in within the next 5 weeks is just going to set the club back.
It is, we'll see. We'll see how this transfer window plays out. People, make sure you subscribe to the channel to see how it goes. Like I mentioned earlier, there will be no podcast next week. I'm taking a holiday.
Time out.
Need that. So then we'll be back the week after, and then going to the new season, we might have a new day for you, considering we'll be playing on Wednesdays in the Champions League, of course. So stay tuned in for that one. And as we've said throughout the show, you can become a member and comment to win a 24-pack of Wor Beer. Shout out to all the new members that have joined throughout the show. Really appreciate it. If you're listening back on Spotify, Google, Apple, wherever, we do upload the podcast to all them platforms. Once the show is live on YouTube, you can also head over and comment there. So thanks very much. Cheers, Adam. I said enjoy your holiday. Thanks, mate. Hopefully I will. No doubt I'll still be bringing you daily transfer videos from your balcony on holiday.
Damn, you're up your garden, are you? Like Ashworth?
Oh, aye. I've been a garden leaf. Yeah. Very nightmare. But I'll still be bringing you daily videos if there's enough transfer news, but the podcast obviously won't be on there. So we'll wait and see, but we'll be back in a fortnight. Nice one, Keg. Been a pleasure. Ran through that one. Good hour and a half. Good luck to everyone that enters for the Wor Beer giveaway. Thanks to Anarchy Brew for hosting us. Subscribe to them at my channel TV. And enjoy yourselves.
Enjoy your holiday.
I'm gonna. Don't worry about that.